The China Report for Thursday, June 20, 2013. Death penalty threat for polluters in China. Polluters in China could soon face the death penalty after the authorities stepped up the court's powers to punish firms who carry out grievous environmental crimes. A judicial clarification took effect this week guaranteeing the enforcement of environment-related laws and regulations which have long been lax and superficial in China, the state-run Xinhua news agency reported. The move is a powerful legal weapon for enforcing protection, the report said. In the most serious cases the death penalty could be handed down, it added. The death penalty is usually imposed for corruption and other economic crimes. Public anger is rising over the country's appalling environmental record. The cities are choking with smog and factories have done serious damage to the country's rivers. The watchdog will strengthen monitoring measures, especially on enterprises that are located in environmentally sensitive areas. Would the Chinese government actually kill people for polluting? Unreal. China exporting higher education. China's next major export might just be universities. China's Suzhou University, based in the eastern city of Suzhou, is raising money to build a satellite campus in Laos where it will enroll around 5,000 students. Other Chinese universities have announced plans for campuses in Malaysia and in the UK. The push is the next step in China's billion-dollar charm offensive, also known as soft power diplomacy. The government has long tried to raise China's international appeal by funding and setting up hundreds of culture and language schools, Confucius Institutes, around the world. Now, education officials are encouraging Chinese universities to expand abroad much in the same way that Chinese manufacturers have been told to expand into other markets. Suzhou University hasn't said whether it will use only mainland Chinese curricula and teachers, but it would likely promote Chinese language and perspectives on history and world events. The move abroad by Chinese schools is mirrored by Western universities clamoring for access to China's booming student population. New York University, Johns Hopkins University, and the London School of Economics have all set up campuses or joint programs in China. China's banking brinkmanship. China has been cracking down on dodgy financial instruments this year by starving banks of cash. It's a little like taking a bunch of heroin addicts and making them go cold turkey. The cure could kill them. And at first glance, it looks like the People's Bank of China engineered a crisis that is dangerously similar to the one that precipitated global economic doom in 2008. But in this case, it might actually work. What crisis? This month, interbank lending rates in China shot up to record highs. Hoarding their cash, banks stopped lending to businesses and each other. The tightness was partly due to the time of year banks were dressing up their balance sheets for a yearly audit, but there were more ominous causes too. There is growing evidence that Chinese banks have a problem with questionable off-balance sheet investments, and are relying on regular government injections of cash into the system to stay afloat. That's the China Report for today. Zaijian.